Hello everybody, welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video. Today we are going to be putting the finishing touches on the exterior of our house, potentially starting the interior, and probably just doing a little bit of other miscellaneous work around our little area now that our house has more or less been completely finished. The first thing that I want to do today is work on putting exteriors for our windows. So if y'all remember back when I built the library, I made all of these shelves on the outside of our windows, and what I want to do here is something similar to that. So I'm going to show y'all how I go about making these, and I'm going to do this using cobblestone for the bottom part, and then I'm actually going to need fences, and I'm going to need some more dark oak wood. So I want to look in here and see if I have any fences already made, and I don't believe I do. So I do actually. There we go. 15 oak fences, and I think oak is going to look good to kind of contrast with the rest of the wood. No, I actually don't love that. I think that's going to add too much difference within the woods. So I'm going to go ahead and do spruce fences instead. I'll put that in there. I'll actually take all this dark oak. But, okay, I need that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do spruce fences here, just like that. Yeah, I think that's going to look a lot better. And I'm going to use dark oak to do the tops of these, and that is going to be done by putting stairs here, and I will need slabs as well. So I'll put the stairs like that, and then I'll put another. I'm trying to brainstorm as I do this, so bear with me. Let me go ahead and make myself a few dark oak slabs. So like I said, I'm not 100% sure on what I'm doing here just yet, but I do kind of like the look of that. And I think if I add another slab up there, yeah, I don't hate that. And I apologize if you just heard my roommate's dog bark. But yeah, I don't hate that. And sorry, my inventory is a complete mess. So this is more or less how the finished product is going to be, I think. Okay, so I ran over to the library to get a little inspiration from this build, and this is just a bigger window in general, so I'm not going to have quite as much room to work with over here, but I think I like what I have so far, just based on what I can do. I think this adds a nice little arch here and a little bit more depth, and then I actually made this or I didn't make this wide enough. It really should come out not like that. It really should come out to here, so that there's room for shutters, like you may have noticed over at the other side. And I'm gonna have to clean out my inventory here in a moment, but I think this will actually make this better depth wise. So if I do this, and then let me do the same thing over on this side. Like I said, this is kind of just me brainstorming as I go. I haven't really thought about this at all previously. So I don't know if this is gonna be too wide of a window, but we're going to test it. So we'll come over here, and then off of this we can do a slab here, and then it's still gonna be one wide, a slab there, and a full block. Maybe that. Yeah, I don't hate that. And of course it starts raining again. Um, okay, let me sleep through the rain real quick, and then we'll get right back to that. Okay, so the rain has stopped, and I'm trying to see if I like this. I'm not 100% sure that I do, so what if I replace that and get my slabs back? What if I replace that with a stair? Okay. Again, I don't hate that. I think, yeah, I don't hate that. So I think we're gonna stick with this for now, and then let me see if I have any more spruce trapdoors anywhere. I have a spruce door, but not trapdoors. So I'm gonna have to make some more of those. And let me just dump a few of these things in this chest that I don't really need right now. Like I said in the last video, I know my 2 videos ago. I don't know the last video or 2 videos ago, but like I said previously, I know my inventory and my chest just get super crowded whenever I'm building, and I apologize for that. It's a work in progress. I don't know if I'm ever gonna fully fix that bad habit of mine, but you're just gonna have to bear with me for now. And there we go. Yeah, I kind of like that. I can live with this. I don't hate it. Um, so another idea that I had, and again, I'm just kind of rambling and talking through this as I go, but another idea I had was to do some dirt like that, and then I could do a cobblestone block, and then a cobblestone stair. And then, right? Let me see if I didn't do shutters on this window, and I just did this. So I'll put more of these fences here, and then the awning, I'll have to switch it up slightly here. So I'll do that, and then I'll go back to that original design that I had over on that side. Yeah, and that makes it adds a little bit of difference in there. And then on this front side, I'll put more trapdoors. I'll probably put spruce ones because I think that's what I use for these planter boxes over here. Yeah, and I think that'll just go better with the house. So if I make some more spruce trapdoors, let me see what I can do with that. And I am just gonna go ahead and make a ton because I'm gonna be using those for shutters and planter boxes throughout this house. So I think having that, and then I could even put them there. But the problem with putting them there is then I couldn't grow anything on that block. So I think I'm just gonna leave this this window without shutters. We'll see how I feel about that in the future, but for now I'm gonna leave it like that. And I think that's what the two main windows on this bottom area are gonna look like. So I'm gonna swing around to the other side, kind of replicate that, maybe switch it up a little bit, and I'll be right back once I'm finished with that. So I already went ahead and I made this change on the other side, but I didn't like how this wall was uneven. So I had the wood here, 2 stone, then the window, then 2 stone, and I didn't have the wood separating it here, and I just wasn't really a fan of how that was looking. So I went ahead and I changed it, and I switched up the window on the other side already. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on this side as well. And I think it just makes the whole thing come together a little nicer. It doesn't look quite as unsymmetrical. and it also like I don't know. I don't think it looked great on the house the way it was. So I went ahead and I changed it. And I am gonna need some more dark oak slabs because I'm running out of those. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make a bunch more of those, honestly. And then this is already wrong. So I basically went ahead and I did the little awning almost the same way as I had before. I think I had done it like this. Then I went ahead and I did that. And then I stacked two on top of each other like that. And I think that looks pretty good. I do need to go ahead and change this stair. But yeah, like I said, pretty much the same as how it was on the other side already. But I switched it up a little bit, and I just wanted to come back in here and kind of show y'all the new design that I'd gone for. Over on this side, I also decided to switch these to stone bricks. And I'm going to have a couple different kinds of supports for the awnings throughout this build. So yeah, like I said, pretty much the same. It's the same style. I just went ahead and made a slight change. So I want to show y'all that. And now I will pop back in once I am working on a different part. So the next little stretch that I want to take care of is going to be these outer windows on the higher stories. So it's, again, pretty much going to be the same style all the way throughout. The only difference is that these are obviously going to be floating, so it's going to be slightly different all around, but not too much in general. And I am going to need more stone walls for my idea for this one. Okay, so I'm going to be using cobblestone walls here, and again, same kind of thing going on. I'm going to continue the dark oak theme for this, and I decided to fall. That's great. These ones are obviously a little bit more challenging to fully build than the other ones, just because I'm having to tower up and down and kind of parkour my way back and forth here. But again, yeah, the same style of building, and I think for this one, again, I'm just gonna go there and there and there, and just keep this one pretty simple. A little 3-wide window, and we can go down and see what that looks like from down here, but I think it's gonna look pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It adds a little bit of depth to the windows, and I think it's nice to make the house pop a little more, make it a little less just squarey. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do that to the rest of these windows, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, now that it is morning again, I can show y'all what I have accomplished so far. And I forgot to get rid of a dirt block up there, but as you can see, I have gone through to all of our windows, and I have put awnings and little ledges as well, and I've gone for kind of same style, slightly different execution throughout, and I think that changes up just enough that it still looks good. The house still looks like it flows pretty well. It just doesn't all look the exact same. You know, it's not just copy and paste on one side to the other. And I think that turned out really well. So the next step, and I think this part I'm just gonna leave kind of boring. This isn't really enough room to make a super fancy window here, so I think what I'm gonna do is just leave it. We'll see. I may end up switching that up a little bit. Haven't decided on that yet. But the next thing I need to do is I need to take these big sections of just flat wood. There's one, kind of two, and then three right here. I need to take those, and oh, four right there. So there's a few of those around the house, and I'm gonna go in and I think I'll cut out windows for those as well, just so it doesn't look quite as uniform throughout. It's not just straight spruce wood. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll cut back once I've kind of figured out something that I like for those areas. Alright, so I didn't do anything too crazy, but I added basically just little windows to each of those with their own small roofs. Like I said, nothing too fancy, but I think it's enough to kind of break up that monotony of just the straight spruce wood. I like this one a lot. I kind of like the little arch it makes. And then I also added the stairs like this to kind of make a little indentation. I didn't do that for any of the other sides just because I don't think it needs it. But now that I'm looking at it, that might make them look a little nicer, just add a little more depth. This one, there isn't enough room, so I'm not sure how that would look there. Like I said, it's still a work in progress. I'm still doing a little bit of experimentation. I might go through and try to add some stairs for some more depth on some of those as well. But now, what I do need to do is I need to go collect some sand. I have like 2 pieces of glass in my entire base, so I'm gonna craft myself up. And again, don't mind the super messy inventory. It's a work in progress. Where one day I will build something and I won't have a super messy inventory. Today's not that day. Um, but I am gonna go. I'm gonna make myself a new shovel, and I'm gonna go find somewhere not near the base that I can just collect a bunch of sand. I might go travel all the way to that desert from, I think it was episode 2 that we went exploring and found that desert. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to go that far. We'll see. We'll see if I can find something closer. But I am gonna go do the tedious task of collecting some sand now, and I will pop back in with y'all once I make it. Maybe once I make it to where I'm collecting it, I might do a little time lapse collecting it. Probably not, because that does seem a little boring. But I'll be back soon with a bunch of sand. I just finished up collecting a full half or a half an iron. I just finished up collecting 2.5 stacks of sand, and I just wanted to take in the view as I am on my way back to my house because I know I've spent a long time building it. 2 videos now, 3 videos. This is the 3rd video I'm working on the house. But I'm super proud of myself with this build. I think this is one of my favorite houses that I've ever built in Minecraft. I think it looks really cool. I really like the color scheme. I like the blue wood from the Nether. And I just wanted to take that in as I boated back, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this sand smelt up now, and then I will get all of our windows in place. Alright, so I got most of my glass smelted up and turned into panes. So I'm gonna go through starting at the top and put panes in all of my windows. And also, while those smelting up, I decided to add the cobblestone stair trim with the half slabs for the ceiling up here, just like I had in the other part of the house. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do about making this area look a little nicer. I am gonna have to get up there for that window. There's also a window up here actually that I forgot about, so let me jump up there while I'm thinking about it. So it's gonna go, oh, I wasn't accounting for that. So up here, we might have to use regular glass and just see how that looks. I think it's gonna look fine. It's gonna be so high up above everything that it's probably not gonna be super noticeable anyways. So we're gonna stick that up there, and then I'm gonna have to use scaffolding to get up to this one as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go through, put glass in all of these, and then I will figure out what my next step is. And with that, our final piece of glass has been placed. I'm gonna need to get a door for here, but as of right now, I think everything is done for the house except for the interior. I haven't 100% decided what I want the interior to look like, where I want what to be, but I think the exterior looks really good, and yeah, I don't hate that that's a full glass block up there. I had to do the same thing over here as well because I did the stairs here. I might change that just because this is a little more noticeable, but again, I don't know if it's a big enough difference that it's gonna bother me that much. But yeah, now that the exterior of the house is finished, it's time to work on the interior. But like I said, I'm not sure if I fully have a plan for the interior yet, so I'm gonna leave that while I kind of go around and think about what I want to add. But I think I am going to extend this little yard area kind of like I had talked about doing in the last episode. Okay, so I made up about, what is that, 36 fences, and I think I'm just gonna go through and extend this as far as I can with what I have. I don't think this is gonna be enough for what I really have in mind, but I just kind of want to follow this curve right here, and then at some point I'm going to cut it in this way, and I think I'm gonna do that right about here. I'm gonna cut that in. Do I want to do it one? I think I'm gonna do it one further in than this, but yeah, I just want to have like a nice yard out here, and I let my horses roam around out here, and at some point I will probably put some sort of other animal out here. I haven't fully decided on that yet because I do want to have a really big pasture for my animals. I know I mentioned that in one of the previous videos, but I do want to like build a barn over here and then kind of like a giant pasture for all my cows. I live out in West Texas right now. That's where I go to school at, and there's tons of these massive cow pastures, and it's kind of given me some inspiration for how I want to build my cow pasture for this world. And I may build multiple. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, just because like I want to make it seem a little more realistic. I'm not gonna be the only person in this town that has a cow pasture. Just like, you know, there's not just one farmer in a town in real life that has a cow pasture. So I might go through and how did I manage to strip like 3 of those? That was a misclick. But yeah, I might go through and build a handful of pastures throughout my little town. You know, I have this whole plains area to work with, so I may go through and utilize some of it in the future, but that's going to be a future problem for me. As of right now, I'm going to work on extending this, and I think I do just want it to be out to here, and of course I'm just a few blocks short, but I think that's going to be a nice yard, for my horse to roam around in for now, and I think it adds a little more character to this house. It's not like a super fancy yard or anything. It's honestly super basic, but I think it's gonna do the trick, and I think it's gonna look pretty cool here, having a nice little side / backyard to my house, and it'll make the plot a little more lively, give me some trees in my yard,
And that also means that I can take this guy off the lead. And I can't remember if I had mentioned in a previous episode, but if anyone watching has any name suggestions for this horse, be sure to leave a comment, because he is still unnamed. We've had him since like episode 2 or 3, and he's still unnamed. So if anyone has any suggestions for that, I would be more than happy to hear those.
Alright guys, now that we have, more or less finished the house, I'm going to take a step back and look at the library. I think we're 8 episodes in at this point, and I still don't have any enchanted tools. And I want to change that. I have 27 levels right now. I can easily go to the nether or kill some mobs to get that number up. So as of right now, I'm going to turn to trying to finish the enchanting setup in the library. And honestly, just the library interior in general, just trying to make it look a little bit nicer. As of right now, it's pretty boring. It's pretty much just been sitting there since I built it, with nothing going on in it. So my goal now is to breed up some of these cows, and then unfortunately take a few of them out to get some more leather. I do have some leather somewhere in the house, so I think before I go killing all of my cows, I should try to find that and see if I even need to kill the cows. So I have 3 leather there, and that might be all of it. Let's see, is that... I thought I had more somewhere, but I may only have the 3 unless I'm missing it somewhere else in one of these chests. So let me see the final chest, and yes, I only have 3 leather right now, which definitely isn't going to be enough to finish crafting the enchanting setup. I'm also gonna need some more paper, and I believe I do have some paper sitting somewhere. If not, I have a lot of sugarcane. I have a lot of extra sugarcane, so I will be perfectly okay on the paper front, but I do need to work on getting some of these cows bred up, and then going ahead and, getting some leather from them, to keep it PG. But I know I have more than 20 cows in there, so I'll just get rid of the rest of my wheat, breed up as many as I can, and then I will take a few of them out. If you don't want to see cows, unfortunately, meeting their end, avert your eyes now. But I'm going to take a few of these guys out, get some more leather, and see if I can't finish up that enchanting setup. Okay, so I hadn't realized how well off we actually were in the bookshelf department here, but that's 6, 10, 14, 15. That may actually be the full setup already. I am definitely going to add at least one more piece or one more bookshelf there, just to make it symmetrical. But then I can actually go ahead and see if we can get our level 30 enchantments there. Go ahead and get my I'm blanking on the word. Get my enchanting table. I can go ahead and get my enchanting table, and then see if I can get a level 30 enchantment. And now that I think about it, I'm actually not 100% sure if I even have a enchanting table crafted up. So let me actually go back and double check that first of all. I can't remember if I made one when we'd first gotten diamonds, or if I had just gotten the diamonds and then not even crafted one. Actually, more books in here as well. And once again, my inventory is just looking terrible. Like I said, eventually, sorry about my roommate's dog there, but eventually my inventory will not be a complete mess when I'm building. Today is, once again, still not that day. But yeah, it looks like I haven't actually crafted an enchanting table. So let me go ahead and make that real quick, and then we can run on over back to the library and get this placed down, get the rest of these bookshelves placed down to start actually creating the interior layout of the library. And let's see if that's going to be, yeah, full level 30 enchantment. So place that bookshelf there, and I will actually go ahead and place more there. And I'm trying to think of how I want the library to actually be laid out. I'm not 100% sure as of right now, but I think as I create more bookshelves, it's gonna all kind of come together. I think I will go ahead and, if I put another shelf here and here, I can kind of have it jut out to here. So I think I may have this wall go like that and like that. I don't think that looks terrible. It'll be another little book corner back there. And yeah, as I continue with this series, I'll continue to collect up some leather, collect more paper, more sugarcane for paper, and I'll work on continuing to fill in the library as much as I can. I do want to, eventually finish that up and make it actually look, nice aesthetically, not just for the purposes of a enchanting setup. I think it'll be cooler and more immersive for my world and for my town if there's actually a full functioning library in there. I can even put some lecterns and let some library villagers go in and out of there to actually have librarians. I think that would be a pretty cool idea to do that, because eventually I want to kind of fence off this whole island area, honestly, like this whole plains biome on this little peninsula, island, whatever it may be, all the way that way, all the way around to that other village down there that we found in episode 1, down this coast, and link it up here, and fence the entire thing off and let villagers free roam. I don't want to just lock villagers down on one little block with a building block or a job block next to them. I kind of want this town to be more immersive in that sense. I'm not just going to have a villager trading hall. I want to make it realistic, I want to have a fully functioning, lively town that is actually going to have villagers walking around, going in and out of houses, interacting with each other like a real village. And I haven't worked on anything villager related yet. I've kind of been trying to take it slow in that aspect, but sometime in the near future, in the next few episodes, I'll probably try to build a few villager houses somewhere nearby. Try to build a few villager houses, and at some point get villagers all the way from that village over there, and bring them back over here. Whether that's by minecart, whether I put them in a boat and put a lead on them, whatever it may be. At some point in the near future, I do want to start building up my population of villagers over here, and begin to have a fully functioning town in that sense. With that being said, though, I've kind of completed everything that I have in mind for this video. I haven't checked my recording yet. I don't think this is a super long episode, and I do apologize for that. I don't want to make it too long, full of just boring stuff, but I will try to get the next video posted soon, and once I start working on more buildings, this one is more or less done. I do need to go through, and I will probably work on the interior of this one in the next video. But with that being said, I don't think I have much. I don't have inspiration for the interior yet. It's gonna be a work in progress, and I will get this built up sometime soon. But as of right now, I don't have that idea, and I'm not just going to flounder around trying to figure something out. I will come in the next video. I will record with a plan for the interior. I may time-lapse that and do a voiceover for that part. Not 100% sure yet, but I will work on that in the next video. And I may
begin building villager houses in the next video. I may build a barn for these guys. I do want to build a barn and extend the pasture. But as of right now, I do just want to thank y'all so much for watching, for tuning into the videos. I appreciate all the support I get. Every single one of my viewers, every single person who leaves a like or comment on these videos, I really appreciate it, and it really does make my entire day to read comments or to see that my videos are getting views. So I just want to say that I really appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see y'all in the next one.